Okay, I want to bring you all the latest AdHit Profits update, and in doing so, I bring you some great news. We have been struggling a lot for various reasons that I'll touch on in a minute, but now finally we have our feet back on the floor, and I think it's worth telling you about that, or perhaps to just give you another perspective on it if you already know what the story is yourself. So just to take a quick trip down memory lane here, some of the problems spiraled, or stemmed rather, because of copycat programs. Some admins with less honourable intentions than Charles Scovel made a program, and things didn't go too well, but people took their money elsewhere, and so on and so forth, and that contributed towards the problems, not to mention the FUD campaigns. People wanted to try and ruin the reputation of AHP. They wanted to try and destroy the confidence people had in it, and that of course caused its problems as well. And then the association with high yield investment programs, people thought that this was another one that was going to come and go, which of course is untrue, and as a result hit and runners came in. They injected huge amounts of cash and then they disappeared again, and that of course has hurt the program. So this was the story. Late June, early July, a gentleman named Jersey, it's a foreign name, I do apologise that I can't pronounce that, but the lowest was a dismal 0.05% return, and 0.9 was the highest. And for those of you who are in this solely for the revenue share, that was pretty bad and nothing to write home about. Charles recognised that, and he wanted to make sure change happened, and I take my hat off to the guy because he implemented two very important and, in my opinion, very effective changes. The first one was the introduction of the $10 mini ad pack. And basically this is more affordable, so it's more attractive to people, makes perfect sense. And because it's more affordable, it encouraged purchasing and ongoing repurchasing, which I'll show in a minute that is occurring. And more frequent purchases because of its affordability and what it's actually doing to the program as a whole. And the second very important change, a genius idea, I wish I thought about it and could take the credit for it, is the ad pack queuing system. And this applies to both $45 and $10 ad packs. You're allowed one active ad pack at $45 and 100 at $10. That is the limit of which you can have in your program. Anything beyond that is then queued and not active. So there are fewer ad packs at any one time in the system. Fantastic idea, because that means each share will receive more revenue on a daily basis. So for some people that have contacted me, they've said, I've got all these $45 shares and they're not active, waste of money, and they're quite upset about it. But what they've got to understand is that it is a good thing. And this is what I mean by that. A practical example, if you consider these three variables: $500,000 in daily revenue coming in from outside sources, from repurchasing, through auto repurchase, vacation, and so on and so forth. 33,000 active members in AdHit Profits, those that click the 10 ads a day. And there are 400,000, this is hypothetical, active $45 shares. Now, without queuing, so in the old system, that would result in each share that we have only gaining $1.25 per day. However, with the queuing system in place as it is now, we will get $15.15 per day. So fewer shares are active, just the one, and we get far more revenue per day. It makes perfect sense to do that, especially those with smaller accounts. Those with larger accounts probably will have somewhat of a disadvantage at the moment, but the people with smaller accounts are probably in the majority, so you need to help them to grow as well, for the program to grow, and then for people with larger accounts to benefit from it. So I'm fully on board with this idea. And a comment from Charles about it all, you can have a read through that. I thought it's quite a good comment that he made there, just basically giving the analogy that the fire has had its big logs taken off and now it needs to grow again. And then they'll be put back on in time for a bigger bonfire. Well, of course, providing the excellent ad services it does in the meantime. So we're back into a growing phase, and then later we can expect that fire to rev up and revenues to really start growing from that point on. So the wonderful news is this graph in comparison to the one that I showed you earlier. Now we're looking at 3.7% is the lowest and a 9.2% is the highest so far. So therefore the percentages are back on the go again. Obviously the two changes have made a wonderful difference, and things are back to the way that they were before. And Alexa isn't doing too shabby either. 882 at the moment, 31st of August 2013. So there are very few websites that are actually more popular than us on a global ranking. You can expect that that popularity to increase as time goes on. More eyes will be on us, and then more revenue will come our way, no doubt. So in summary, really, AHP has gone through a terrible period. Various campaigns, various behaviours associated with high yield investment plans have been working against us, and much needed change needed to be implemented. That has happened, and we must now think of long-term growth. Today, some people might not have as much revenue. Smaller accounts will do. That is what's needed to sustain success in the future. And to keep repurchasing, to keep growing your account. That is what is needed at the moment. And as a result of the changes, the graphs I've just shown you, the continued Alexa strength that we can see, growth, confidence, and repurchasing is back. They are vitally important, and I feel as though Charles has succeeded in bringing those three very important features back to AHP. The Alexa ranking, of course, is still growing, and this advertising services are wonderful. A lot of people are in this for revenue only, but for those who have other programs to promote, wonderful. And then if you can get other advertisers in, you are giving them a reason to look at the site rather than just to say, hey, look, here's a site, never got it. You're saying, this is the Alexa ranking, this is how many views, it's around about 240,000 a day-ish. That's a reason for them to advertise. So on the whole, I give this whole thing a great thumbs up. I admit I was starting to lose faith, but these changes are absolutely wonderful. I hope that's given you a different perspective, or confirmed a perspective that you might have on the changes. Or if you are new to AdHit Profits and you're just doing your due diligence and having a bit of research, please visit my referral opportunity. I would be very much appreciative of that. So thank you very much for listening.